Everyone, welcome to another podcast with me, Ben Lister. Another podcast from the archives today. From my 2019, it's my interview with Chirstian Goy. Here we go. It's episode 2 of the 2019 edition of the Ben Lister podcast, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my series of podcasts. To kick off the series, we had legendary filmmaker of Northern Soul and many others, Sean McAllister, and his star of Northern Soul, Steve Arnett, who does the Beats Bus in Hull. But this week we are moving on. This week, these questions are video editing related, and my guest is video editor and my fellow media amigo, Chirstian Goy. So shall we begin, Chirstian?
Yes, I'm glad to meet you.
As a video editor, whose work do you admire and what do you like to watch in your own time?
The work that I admire most is the work of people such as Peter McKinnon, also Steven Spielberg, and I also generally just keep an open eye to watching videos. I mainly like Peter McKinnon because he teaches, but not only does he teach, but he does vlogs of how to do things, how to use camera techniques, like either using a gimbal device that helps to stabilize the camera. And I like to watch movie directors to overall learn different techniques. Like I recently just watched Gladiator again to understand soundscape a lot more.
Yeah. How do you stay updated on the latest tools and trends in video editing?
I mostly learn from just seeing it, so I don't really go on articles or anything, but I mostly use YouTube. YouTube is practically where I live for this kind of content. There's many different things I watch in variety too, not just generally the video stuff.
Do you have any video editing side projects you like to mention that you are working on at this moment or this time?
Not really at the moment, no. I'm working on an interactive project at the moment, so I'm not really considering video, but where video would kind of be involved is animation for this. So it'll be most likely things interacting with animation.
This one's not on the list, but it's very different today. What is your favourite Adobe software to use for video editing?
That's probably the easiest question. Premiere Pro, just hands down Premiere Pro. It's simple to use. It gets the job done. If I had a preference of what software I would generally use would be DaVinci Resolve, and it's a bit more complex in certain things, such as with the color grading, but you get a lot more out of the video footage because you can color grade from it a lot more efficiently, I feel.
Describe a time you encountered a technical challenge in your career. How did you overcome it?
Mainly one of them was when I was working with Matthews Hub, when we worked with this company, and the hardest thing was we didn't get what we were expecting in terms of the kind of interview that we wanted necessarily from what we got. And also one of the hardest things too was to correct one of the cameras because the white balance was off onto a tungsten setting, which was originally normally used for film of when lighting was a bit too warm. So the tungsten filter negated that, and I had to color grade that and make it exactly to the other camera that we used, and that was quite difficult, but I managed to do it and I really enjoyed the challenge of fixing it.
How long on average does it take you to create a Premiere Pro finished video?
I would roughly say it would take me consecutively 5 days on a slot. The first day I would probably do is I would organise what I have in video footage. Then I would start dissecting the interview down. Then I'll decide on editing slightly the audio as a rough kind of guideline of what I'd do. Then I'd start thinking, well, right, where are the bits of where I want to cut in to keep it interesting?
The last question is, what current projects are you working on?
The current project I'm working on at the moment at college is Sanctuary. I'm looking at people's sanctuary of how they keep themselves in a sustained peace and harmony. I'm using my sister to show how she finds Sanctuary as a busy social worker in terms of her life and generally coping with stress.
Chirstian, thanks. It has been a pleasure. Thanks for coming along today.
You're welcome.
And next week, we have friend of mine, artist Wayne Walton. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Mr. Chirstian Goy, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a wrap.